Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. If you're stuck and need help moving forward, be sure to book your complimentary cut to the chase call with me so we can talk about the ways that I can help you. Book your call at yourvamentor.com/chase. Today I want to talk about how to stop acting desperate when you're trying to get clients. Everybody's doing it. If you don't have clients, it's a big challenge. Today's quote is from Mohit Agadi. Being desperate for something is not bad, but it is when you let your desperation be overly visible. And that is the truth. It's a touchy accusation, I think, but really it is something that you need to get in check if you are struggling to get clients to hire you. So let's go. Every virtual assistant starts their business by deciding which services to offer and then trying to find clients. We don't often consider the client, though, especially when we are struggling to get clients. All we think is, we have a service, you need this service, hire me. Maybe it's going to be more candy-coated than that, but you get my drift. We start to focus on getting clients. It's the most important part of our business, I always tell you. And we forget that we're a service business, in business to help the people that need us. Maybe we know that in theory, but our tactics to get the clients too often forget that. And then guess what happens? Well, then we struggle to get those clients. And so then what do? We try harder to get clients. We post everywhere and anywhere that we're looking for clients, that we have openings for clients, that we want clients. We run a special deal. Hire me and get a certain percentage off or certain number of hours. We might even offer our services for free or suggest a trial free project. And all of that stuff makes us look desperate. You probably don't think you are, but you are. Everybody around you sees it except maybe you. So what can we do to stop acting desperate? Well, it's not as easy as just stop. I hope you don't think that's the advice that I'll give you after all this time we've been together. But first of all, I want you to take a deep breath. You can do this, and I can help. Here's what I want you to do. Let's look back together at your last 10 interactions. These can be in-person interactions or online conversations that you've had with people. What did you say to the person you were having a conversation with? Identify what you said and how the other person responded. Maybe you went back and forth a little bit, that kind of thing. When you're having a conversation with someone, you need to make sure that there is back and forth. You need to take that opportunity to get to know them, to let them get to know you, to actually learn about their business, to determine if you can even help them. If you can't help them, then the conversation doesn't need to go any farther. If you can help them, that's what you want to do, but not to sell to them right immediately. How do your last 10 interactions look? You can pause the podcast, go check it out, and come back. I'll wait. But if the conversations ended quickly, you may have jumped on too quickly to sales. And sales is the thing that everybody hates, right? It's really important to focus on helping in every single interaction that you have until it's the right time to formally talk about working together. And that is not usually in the first few words. Sometimes the words discovery call sound innocent to you, but they scream sales to a potential client. If you say, "Hi, how are you? Would you like to schedule a discovery call with me?" They know that you are going to ask them about working with them. And maybe they're not at that point yet where they're ready to do that, whether it's they have to get to know you better, or they're not even sure if they want to part with their money yet, or they're not even sure what they need help with. So what do? You end up staying right where you are when you flub conversations like this. And I don't want you to think that you're alone in this. I'm telling you about it. I have flubbed so many conversations. I know there are lots and lots of VAs, lots of business people, actually, not just VAs, but tons of other people out there doing the same thing. What we're trying to do is to get you out of it, right? So If somebody is commenting on your social media comments, if that's where you're interacting with them, you want to stay in the comments section. You do not want to move to DMs right away. Answer their question right there, where other people can see you being helpful. Ask questions. Think about what information you need to help them right then and there. That's how you create the conversation in that place where all kinds of other people can also see it. And that's how you make it about that client. They went to that forum or that group to post their question about whatever it is. If you can help them, that's where you should help them. Okay? Offer your advice with the intention of being helpful. Help them with their immediate problem. You don't have to solve it completely for them. Sometimes you do, but you don't. That's not the purpose of doing that. You want to advise them so that they see that you understand their problem and that you could be a solution for them if need be. If your conversation isn't in the comments and it's already taking place in DMs, keep it there before suggesting a discovery call. I can't tell you how many times I get a DM from someone and I will ask them a question or, tell them something, and they will want to jump right to a DM. Right to a discovery call. And I'm not ready yet, and it's really, really important to foster that little bit of a relationship first. Really, really important. You want to handle it the same way as that comment section. Ask questions, answer their questions. Don't solve their problem completely. They need to know that you can help, and they still need you to help them, right? If you solve their problem, they go away. That's the end of that. So you give them suggestions. You let them know that this is the kind of stuff that you deal with all the time. A bit of back and forth in your DMs can really help build trust quickly, and it can totally pave the way for you to get a new client. If you're not online, if you're in a face-to-face situation, handle it the same way. If you're with a group of people, treat that like the comment section in a Facebook group or whatever group you're networking in. Answer the question or have the conversation in front of the rest of the group. It's exposing your expertise to a lot of other people at the same time, or even a few other people. If you're one-on-one, handle it like a DM. Ask questions, give advice, help them without completely solving their issue. Sounding desperate goes completely away when you actually come from a place of helping people and wanting to get to know them in their business. Customers can totally sense desperation. It's like a beacon, and they will run from it. It's a huge turnoff. I used to have a sales job. I know I probably told you guys this before. I did not like it. I was not so bad at it, but it was not something that I loved to do because we were trained to get the sale. End of story. That's what we were supposed to do, was get the client. We learned about sales objections, answering a question with a question, asking for the sale, all that kind of stuff. I have a lot of experience in sales, guys, and I'm absolutely telling you not to make a sale with every conversation that you have. Every conversation is not a sales conversation. And my old boss would probably disagree with me on that one, but this is what I know about our business. Every conversation is not a sales conversation. Many conversations are about introductions, learning, interest, support, problems, solutions, and a whole lot of other stuff. So much has to happen to precede the actual sale part, and I want you to embrace that step. It's way better than selling, so none of you should say that you don't want to do this, right? You want to nurture the people before you see if you can help them. So look again at those last interactions you had. I don't know if you paused the podcast to go and do it, but if you didn't, look again at them. Knowing what you know now, what would you do differently in each of those situations? Interesting, right? You do that little exercise and you'll go, oh, I should have said this here, or should have responded like this, or maybe I shouldn't have jumped to offer a discovery call right away. There's going to be something, if the interaction did not continue, that you can do better now. So let's talk now about your marketing content. Social media is the conversation that happens when you aren't there, right? The stuff that you're putting out there, that's what's representing you when you are not in an interaction with somebody. So let's look at your last 10 posts. Are they salesy, Or are they helpful and curious, maybe authoritative? Are they like a conversation? If they aren't, consider what changes you could make to those so that they are. Same as you did with, the 10 interactions. When people are seeing your content, they all have the same questions they do when you're talking to them, right? They're not going to change. They're going to read something, go, oh, I wonder if Tracy knows this. I wonder if Tracy knows that. But when you've identified what you've been doing wrong in your content, you can take the steps to fix it. And it's really super simple to fix. You need to stop sounding desperate. No sales, no discounts, no free work. Here's what I want you to do instead. I want you to elevate what you do for your clients. I want you to talk about how valuable it is for them. I want you to talk about the people you have already helped. And I want you to talk about how you could help people if they have X or Y problem. Those are the things I want you to talk about in your social media content and in your interactions, in your conversations with people. You must position yourself as the expert for the problem that the client has. And once your messaging has been corrected, it's time to 10x those connections, or at least 5x, right? Increase your connections and your interactions. It takes time to get comfortable and confident with conversations. The more you do, I promise you, the easier it gets. Ask any of my private clients who smash this kind of stuff all the time. Numbers are in your favor. The more connections or interactions you have, the more clients you are eventually going to get. It becomes a habit too, but you also become a lot better at it. Becomes more natural. Focus on that, and you are going to free yourself of the desperation very, very easily. You're instead going to be seen as the solution that your clients need. And that's the whole point. I guess if you have to shift perspective and you're having difficulty with it, go from desperate to sign a client to desperate to helping a client every single day, more than one client. And I don't mean give them free work by helping them. I really want to be clear on that. Okay, there's no need to screen share or look at something together or log into anything to do what I'm advising. If they ask you to do that, you simply say, that's what my clients pay me to do for them, or something like that. You'll figure out your words, right? A client who is asking you for free work is not a client you want to sign up anyway, desperate or not. You want to elevate what you do. The clients you want will see that value, and I promise you they will invest in it. There are hundreds, actually thousands of clients out there. Do not focus your energy on signing the crappy ones. Find the good ones and spend your time helping them every single day, and you will get the clients. Come from a place of professional support, and it's going to be reflected back to you. So let's circle back to this terrible quote from today. Being desperate for something is not bad, but it is when you let your desperation be overly visible. You can let your desperation fuel you. If you know you need clients, you need to do what it takes to get them. But don't wear the desperation like a hat. Don't let people see it. Don't let it come out in the words that you use or the content that you share or the conversations that you have. You can totally do this. You can get clients. The clients will come. You have to take the right actions every single day and say the right things. I absolutely promise you this is true. If you haven't yet, go over those last 10 interactions and check your last 10 social media posts. If you see desperation in them, it's a simple change you can make right now to shift how others are seeing you. And if you can't see it, maybe get a buddy, a friend, to look it over for you and give you some input. If you need help figuring out how to do this, get in touch with me. I'm here to help. It's the only reason I'm here at all, as you know, to help you become a ridiculously good VA. I've helped hundreds of VAs who are stuck get moving, and I'd love to do the same thing for you. We can work together privately, through group coaching, private self-study trainings, all kinds of ways. Anything that works for you. That's all I've got for you this week. I am super happy that you tuned in. I hope you learned something very, very valuable today. And I want to leave you on this, that you can do this, and I can help. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.